Hello guys, my name is Yelena and welcome to my channel. Today is my husband's birthday and I decided to make for him one of his favorite cake. That's my Russian recipe. I'm originally from Russia, so this is one of his favorite cakes. It's not the most of it's not the most gorgeous cake, but it's very tasty. It's chocolate and honey, and it's very rich and moist, and it's just the best. Девчонки, это как медовый, только шоколадный, или мальчишки тоже. На любой вкус, кто любит шоколад, всем очень понравится. Пробуйте. Okay, so for the icing we're gonna do a half of the package of cream cheese, so that makes about what, 4 ounces cream cheese, 1 cup of sour cream, half of can sweet condensed milk, about a half, about 3/4 of a cup chocolate melted, okay, about half a cup powdered sugar, and a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. So let's go ahead and mix it all up in a mixer till it's all combined. Okay, so this is what we have. Nice and creamy. Okay. Add a splash of vanilla. About a teaspoon. And let's add that whipped cream that we whipped before. Add all in it. And let's fold it. So fold your whipped cream in your mass until it's all incorporates, and go around like this. So you just lift it and fold it. Looks like this. Now put it all in a different container. Cover it with plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator until we're ready to use it. Alright, for the cake itself, go ahead, take a pot, make sure it has thick bottom. You need 1 stick of butter, and about 3/4 cup of the sugar. And go ahead, put it on a stove and melt it till all dissolves, all sugar should dissolve. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. And go ahead, quicken this mess. Add 2 eggs. And mix it all up. Okay, about half a cup honey. I use raw honey, so make sure you don't buy the ones that you can find in the grocery store and those teddy bear little thingies, the one they're all processed, because to me they don't have much flavor. So I use local, it's raw, unprocessed honey. Okay. Start looking good. There we go. And add 2 teaspoons of soda. Just regular baking soda. Okay. Now we're gonna put it back on heat and we're gonna cook it for about 5-6 minutes or until this mixture will become bubbly and frothy and will start change to kind of nice caramel color. Kind of like this color, only will be frothy. Okay, so this is what it looks like. See how it pretty much doubled in size? So make sure when you do this, you whisk vigorously as you cook it. It will start stick to the bottom, but it's alright. Just make sure it doesn't burn and you don't smell any burning, okay? But this is what we're looking for. It's nice caramel, dark caramel color. And it's still pretty liquid. Okay, so at this point we're gonna add flour. So I'm gonna put my pot on a scale. I like weight all my dried things, that's why I don't have to guess if I do it right. So we need 400 grams of regular flour. Just use regular all-purpose. And we need 400 grams. Okay. And we're gonna add 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. And now I'm gonna take different spatula and go ahead and mix it all in. See, that's another reason why I'm using bigger pot, because you see we need to mix flour. That way I only dirty 1 pot. Because I'm lazy and I don't want to wash extra dishes. And this works, so why not? Alright, see how it starts stiffen up on us? So just go ahead and mix, continue to mix until everything mixes in together. Very thick. See, that's why I used to spatula, because if you still try to mix it with whisk, there's no way you can mix it all up. And we're gonna turn it on the table. Okay, so the dough is still pretty warm, so just make sure you don't burn yourself. If it's too hot for your hands, just let it lay on a table, let it cool off. You don't have to rush this. Okay, so kind of stretch it in a sausage. And let's cut 6 even pieces out of it. There you go. And now we're gonna roll each piece very thin, as thin as you can. Okay. And in the shape that you like. So you can make it in a round cake, you can make it in a square, you can make it in rectangular. So this part doesn't matter, but whichever you roll first, make sure the rest is exactly the same or as close as you can. So that's all we really worry about. Okay, and then lay it over on a parchment paper. If it tears on you, that's no problem. You're never gonna know. By the time it bakes and we feel it, nobody will know. All right. This is about half sheet size tray I have, so it will be 2 slices here. Just a second. So sprinkle a little flour. Not too much though, so it's not all drenched in the flour, but just enough so it doesn't stick to the table on you. And try to do exactly the same. As thin as you can. Okay. So now I have them both in the tray. And now if you have smaller spatula, go ahead and roll even more on a tray. If you have a hole like this, you can just mush it like this with your finger together. That's it. Okay. Now take a piece of paper and just regular paper from the printer, what is it, A4 format, and try to see. We need to figure out the size for each, for the cake, so that's pretty much as thin as I could roll out. So we need to cut out about same size of the layers. Okay. So I'm gonna make like a little a shape that I will follow with all my layers. So try to stay cohesive as much as we can so the cake kind of looks pretty. Okay, so this kind of fits. It's okay if it doesn't fit a little bit, but majority should be All right, and go ahead, cut it out. You can take your pizza cutter or knife and go ahead, cut it out. Your edges. Do this for this the same way. Okay. And don't worry about cutouts, just leave them on so we'll bake with them. So just let them be. Okay, if it's like too tore, you can just take one of them, just mush it back. Can I help a little bit? But as you can see, I'm not really worrying about. This is type of the cake that's more like a family style cake, so if you don't worry about really how pretty that is, it's all about taste. And the taste is delicious. Okay, so this is our 2, so we'll do 4 more. Okay, now let's put it in the oven at 350 for about, it's between 5 to 10 minutes, and you need to watch, so we can't tell if they become really golden or brown, but they should become kind of like a little thicker and cookie-like, so they will become a little hard, like layers, and they should brown a little bit. So depends on your oven, you know your oven, how it bakes, so make sure you don't underbake it. We do want it crunchy, but don't burn it. So we start at 5 minutes and we'll check on it and just see how they're doing. All right, so this ended up being almost 10 minutes. So as you can see, the layers are all matte, there's no shiny, and I can pick up the layers like this. Can you hear that? That's on the edges, and the middle is still kind of soft, so that's what we're looking for. So let's go ahead, take them all out of the oven and let them cool completely. Alright, you guys, now our layers all nice and cold, and see, I can just pick it up. So it's just like a cracker, I guess. And let's put it cake together. So here's our icing that's been sitting in the fridge. So of course we have 6 layers that we made. So let's go ahead and visually divide this icing on 6 pieces, like 6 parts. It will be kind of easy for us eyeball it how much to use per layer. Make sure we don't run out because that's all we have. Okay, so let's go ahead. Out of all 6 layers, go ahead, pick the best one, and I'm gonna use this one, and that will go for the top. All right, so go ahead, start. I'm gonna build mine right on the plate because, like I said, this cake for my husband's birthday. And go ahead, scoop the icing. So something like that. And spread it out. put a little under so it doesn't move on me. There we go, that's better. All right, so spread icing on each layer all the way to the edges. Make sure it completely covered the icing. Just like that. See, all the way to the edge. Make sure it's nice and even too, so you don't have one side more icing than on the other. Okay. Then take your other layer, put direct on top. And see, that's why we had our little, like a template out of paper, so all our layers are the same. See, so they all kind of match. Okay, just be careful with that. Don't rush, because it is kind of soupy right now. So go ahead and do this on all layers. Okay, that's the end of our icing. So go ahead, spread it out. And here you can spread it out and leave it like that. Or go ahead and pull it a little on the edges and kind of cover the edges too. Like I said, it's not the most pretty cake that you will see, but it's definitely the winner, the taste wise. Oh, it's delicious. All right, so that's our chocolate crumbs left over that were on a tray. So you can go ahead and I just put it in a Ziploc bag and I'm just running my rolling pin over them. Make sure they break up on small pieces. You can put it in a food processor. I just don't feel like wash my food processor. Sorry guys, can you say lazy? But hey, it all works. All right. And then go ahead and put it all over the top. Like that. And if you have enough, depends how much you have, you can do the same on the sides. Okay. All right, so this is what you have. So I'm making this, it's 8 o'clock at night right now. So I'm gonna leave it overnight in the house on the countertop. And tomorrow morning, as early as you wake up, like 4 or 5 o'clock, go ahead, put it in the refrigerator. The reason is just make sure all our layers absorb the moisture from the icing and they'll become soft. If you can put right now in the refrigerator if you're afraid, because we do have sour cream and cream cheese and cream and the filling. So if you're kind of iffy about it, if it gets spoiled, that's okay. You can just put it in the refrigerator and next morning, as soon as you wake up, just take it out so it comes to room temperature. But it may be a little on the crunchy side, so the longer it sits with room temperature, the more layers will become soft and absorb the moisture. So that's the only difference. If you like more crunchy with creamy filling, then just put it in the refrigerator and don't worry about it. I like mine nice and soft, so I'm gonna leave it just like that on the countertop till tomorrow morning, and tomorrow morning I'll just put it in the refrigerator. And that's it for tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow to see how I did. Okay, so this is our cake when it's been sitting overnight. So let's see what it looks like inside. Let's see if I can get it. Ooh, look at that. All the chocolate layers with cream. Look at that, that just looks delicious. All right, I hope you all will give a shot this recipe. I know it's a little fussy to make, but it's really, really good. So you wouldn't disappoint it. If you love chocolate, this is a cake for you and something different. Please like my channel, subscribe to it, ring a bell, make sure you don't miss any of my new videos. Comment, say happy birthday to my husband. I'm sure he will love to read that. Happy birthday, honey, and I hope you like that. In fact, he's waiting for this plate right now, so I'm gonna go and we'll see you next video. Bye.